Love and light, love and light, love and light. Welcome back to another edition of Dominating Impulse. Check this out. The competitive scene has been crazy day one inside of EA Sports College Football 25. I just want to let y'all know, and I'm going to say this off top early in this video. If you thought this was Madden, if you thought you could take your Madden gameplay into this game, you will be highly mistaken. So, with that being said, we are on the grind to 1,000 subscribers, and we cannot do it without you guys. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. Talk shit in the comments if you like. Let us know what we need to do to continue to make this community go up. So let's get started. There's so much content built around EA Sports College Football, but we also got to talk about one of the main things that we learned from the Madden scene, meta playbooks, meta players, meta teams. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the 5, 6, or 7 teams that I think most people are going to use on the competitive side, whether that's pros, whether that's tournaments, even head-to-head against your friends. These teams are by far the bestly built and stacked teams for those type of interactions. First and foremost, we got to start with the defending national champions, Michigan Wolverines. The black and blue running style that Donovan Edwards brings to this game is very throwback, very old school. But if you have that type of play call style, if you have that type of game management style, I'm going to run the ball, I'm going to control the clock, I'm going to limit possessions. Michigan is pretty well built on all sides of the ball, capable quarterback. They can get the job done for you guys. This next school pretty much is a football factory. You might as well call them NFL Junior. And we're talking about the Ohio State University. Now, top to bottom, they are one of the highest rated teams in the game on both sides of the ball. They're stacked at every position. So it's just all about how you want to play, how you want to have fun, how you want to manage the game, how you want to take over. Ohio State is perfect for this. We got to talk about another football factory right behind them that is just as good and probably, I think, the most meta team, and that's Alabama Crimson Tide featuring Jalen Milroe, a.k.a. Michael Vick, a.k.a. Lamar Jackson. He is a game changer, a game breaker with all the beef they have on the offense and defensive line, high impact players at every position on every level of the field. Alabama, even without Nick Saban, is looking like Alabama. Next meta team, it's based in the Pacific Northwest, and that's those Nike boys, Oregon. Phil Knight, he's writing blank NIL deals right now. So those guys are looking good, they're playing good, and they're getting paid good. Oregon Ducks have speed, they have talent, and they actually have a very, very large following. So going on the road or staying at home isn't going to factor into their gameplay too much, and that's why I believe they are also a meta team. Last and certainly not least, at least in the first part of this meta list, we got to talk about the Georgia Bulldogs. They haven't lost a game in about 2.5 years. They have something to prove. The 12-team playoff college system is here, so if that was here last year, they definitely would have been in, and we probably would have got an Alabama pay, maybe even Georgia showdown. Who knows? What I do know is Georgia, Kirby Smart, they got something to prove. They got the athletes. They got the studs. Trevor Etienne, transferring from Florida, is a stud on that team, and they're going to show it. Carson Beck is back. Watch out for Georgia against anybody on the competitive side. One meta team that I feel like personally is built to go toe-to-toe with anybody is the Dogs in Texas. Those boys in Austin with cover athlete Quinn Edwards and some of the stable of the NFL talent that they have on that roster are built to last against Ohio State, LSU, and, dare I say it, even Alabama. It's going to be interesting to see who has the tactical skills to break out speed or power runs in this game with Texas. Now, this next team is the same team, but different locations. I'm talking about the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the LSU Baton Rouge Tigers. Now, check this out. Brian Kelly ran and runs both of these teams, but they are, I believe, meta. You got a solid quarterback. You got solid receivers, stout D linemen, studs, playmakers on the defensive side of the ball, linebacker and DB. Your running backs, you got a stable of them. LSU and Notre Dame can go toe-to-toe with anybody. Now, they're not as good as that first set of teams that I mentioned in this video, but I still think Notre Dame can line up against Ohio State and Georgia. I think LSU can line up against anybody in the country, especially if they get that home field advantage. So remember, when it's time to pick your teams on the competitive side, tournament play, head-to-head, or you're trying to get the bag, these are the teams that you should be considering. And last and certainly not least, I want to mention a dark horse here. And I've been on record. I've been critical of his gameplay. I've been critical of him. But he is him in this game, and that is Shador Sanders and the Colorado Buffalo. They're deep. They have players, they have skill, they have speed, and they have Travis Hunter, cover athlete player, and they have Shador. If you got the playmaking ability, if you got the skill, if you got the word off, if you got the tactical skills to out cat and mouse your opponent, Colorado can stand up against anybody I've named in this video up until this point. So if you watched up until this point, I thank you. Appreciate you. Let me know in the comments your playing style, which team is truly the meta team. And make sure you're following us on Twitch. We're live daily, giving fades, talking football, having a good time, building up the community the right way with real deal sports talk. Till next time, King of the Podcast, Casual Gamer, the Contrarian, Gator Nation aficionado. We'll be back with Colts news, Gator news, and college football news.